All right, so as we were drilling into this and it came back with a synonym list, we picked the bottom 3 keywords. And then because we had noticed geothermal water heater systems over there on the other website, I wanted to go grab that. So we added that manually as a synonym. So then it does the synonym drill and it brings us back this information. And fascinatingly enough, if one were to believe this data, the geothermal water heater systems has got more competing pages than any of the rest. Now, I personally think that geothermal water heater has more competing pages, and so when we pull this into Domain Web Studio, we still have the ability to update the competing pages manually, right? Yes. So we'll update that particular keyword manually so that we can see which one of those keywords we want to have as the primary term and which one we want to have as as a synonyms. Now we could, if we wanted to, we could just go ahead and export this, but I'm actually fascinated. I want to go ahead and drill into it and see if there are any other terms out there that express this idea more, that more people use to express this idea, although typically those terms come up during the synonym process. Go ahead and hit the drill.
So what do you want me to drill? Which one?
Up at the top. Just to drill this theme out so that it comes back with all of its related terms. All the way at the top.
Oh, I clicked on it.
All right, and we'll be back in a minute. All right. So we've got a few keywords in the water heater, that we want to import. And we're going to make one of those.
Just let me see what's going on if we finish now.
Nah, it'll take a minute. We can just do a filter for water when this comes back and grab those up on the screen. And then we're going to want to modify that one that...
Enter twice, It's not. Sometimes it does that.
You can't. It's just because you can't see the buttons on the side because of the projector.
So did we get the one that didn't have any competing pages?
There's zero.
Geothermal water heater up there with 0 pages.
So click on this,
We want to actually grab that term. Yeah.
Click on that. Copy that there.
Go over to our Google tab and let's drop that in quotes up into the search bin. Search. So we grabbed the number of competing pages there, 627,000. And
just type it in, it's easier to copy it.
Yeah. 627,000. Take out the comma out.
Let's take the comma out.
Okay. And update that.
And you put in the wrong fields here.
I forgot my competing pages. I put in my CRI, goes there, but
it's painting. Give it a minute.
It's not going to let me do it. Okay, so
scroll up.
Down, he means.
Sorry, down. It's there. So click on that there.
Oh man, I have to read first.
No. Competing pages. There we go.
It was 627,000.
Yeah.
Update it without the CRI?
It doesn't matter. We'll just default back to 0.
Alright, so so now we can tell what the real values are. We can see which one's the best deal. Can we scroll down a little bit further so we can get the scroll bar and see what our flags look like? Yeah, that's fine. And then take that scroll bar over to the side. All right. So the only one there are pumps, so we don't actually make back our
If you hover
ROI.
there's a 10-year story. With your mouse.
If we just, scroll back over. Yeah, we just hover over these. It tells us potentially profitable. It leave.
Spend profit margin. So once you pay your cost off, you have 190 after 2 months. And the end one, even though it's not passing your business rules, there's no conversions.
So there's not enough search volume
Yeah.
for our percentages.
To meet our targets.
Yeah. However, because it is actually one of our products, I think we should, I know we should keep it. I know we should take it.
Okay.
So the one that's most likely to meet our conversion rules is going to be this one. It's got the most number of competing pages. It's got the most searches. That makes sense to me.
Yeah, so the flags, when you look at the flags, if you just hover over them, it tells you a story.
Okay.
And it helps you understand the context of the equation.
I didn't know that before.
Then you can actually go and look at the keyword and think, okay, this is the reason why
Yeah.
I'm putting it in. Because if we had a 0.5% conversion rate, if we went to 1 or 2, then that keyword would
Would go green.
over.
All right, so one of the things that I'm looking at here is this is turned red, but we've still got a page rank 4 here for this. So I just want to grab this most promising keyword, which is
That one.
this one, which I think is the one we just looked at, right? Wasn't that the one we just grabbed?
Yeah.
Excellent. So let's just take a look at, are we in .ca? Yeah, we are.
See, yeah.
Geothermal water heater systems. My hunch is that's not going to be competitive, that's not going to be monetized.
That page rank.
Is that a competitor?
Yes.
It is, okay. And no page rank. Let's just look at number 2, make sure that they haven't just popped up over the top of something or another. Heat pumps, water heater,
American.
page rank 2.
It's not a direct competitor. Indirect competitor.
Page rank 1.
American. No, not a direct threat.
It's not a direct threat, and this one's not a direct threat. But my bet is for this one to actually be up here, it's really got a page rank of 2.
I think it's only because the TLD, their domain name is the same as the keyword.
And they're a Canadian-based company. versus
Right.
American.
Yeah.
Right, so I think to make the number 1 slot here, you're gonna need a PR2. That's just my point. That's the extent of what I was trying to say, and I think this is already rated as a 2.
It's at a 3.
It's at a 3. All right, let's change that to 2.
That should give us a green flag.
No, the green flag is based on your conversions.
Okay.
It might do. No, it's based on your conversions. Yeah.
You're right.
Conversions.
So far,
So it won't change anything.
Conversions
Not yet.
super low.
yeah, not yet. All right, what do we don't have anything here yet. So we're gonna click on this, let it repaint, and then we're gonna pick geothermal water heater here in a minute. Yep, go ahead and pick that and throw it over in your silo structure. And then let's find that in your silo structure under geothermal, that term we just added. Click on it. so that becomes the keyword that's now active. And then we'll go ahead and add those other 3 terms as synonyms.
So you're getting the routine
Yeah.
that you're asking for, how to map it up.
Okay, so we were looking at heating water.
Groundwater heat pump, groundwater heating, and groundwater heaters and systems. I think the last, did we want heat pump, or is heat pump a different thing? Heat pump's actually a different thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so deselect that, I was wrong. And select the last 3. And drop them in as synonyms. Alright. So. Then the only other thing that we would want to do further under geothermal heating and cooling would be,
I think we left off cooling. We didn't touch geothermal cooling.
it's there.
Yeah. Oh yes, it is there. The ticks are there. Yes,
Yeah.
my apologies.
So, let's see, would you hover over geothermal and just let me see how many supporting articles it says you need?
2.
2.
Wow.
Excellent, so we have 3. So we're good.
Okay.
That's the new feature. I love that feature. I just can't tell you how much I love that feature.
You understand what Susan said to you? Just for our viewers, what we've done is, once you set your page rank of who you're competing against, what it does is the system adjusts supporting article levels to deal with the market. So if you're in a very deep market with, say, 7, 8, 9, 10 million pages, the number will increase accordingly, and it'll tell you how deep to make your siblings that sit underneath the parent theme keyword that you're working on. So say we need about 2 keywords, so we put 3 in, so we've already met our quota to deal with that thing.
Yeah, and this is based off of competing pages as well as the page rank value that we've got
Yeah.
there. So, okay.
And what will you make them $36 million a year?
Yeah, that's all. It's a pathetic silo structure, isn't it? All right, so then we're going to want to add terms like, let's get rid of water out of our filter thingy up there.
Okay.
And so the other terms that you were talking to me about were things like thermal pump, forced air, radiant heat,
Those are all product specific.
and pipe network.
What's
Yeah.
Suze, when you click on the term,
Yes.
that tells you over there what is the last keyword you actually clicked on.
So what's currently selected?
So the last thing we clicked on was that one there to add synonyms. You always got your identifier telling you exactly.
That's new, right?
Yeah,
That wasn't there a little while ago.
right.
So that's how you won't lose what you play. So it stops you basically, if you want to move something to geothermal, just have a look up here and you'll know exactly where you last were in your thought process.
Yeah.
So, your homework assignment for tonight is going to be to look at the rest of the silo structure, and you can even go ahead and flesh some stuff out, or you can write it out on paper what you think it ought to look like.
I would suggest he builds it in.
He will, but I want him to go home and think about it, because I've been doing...
I would like to write it on paper.
Yeah, that's a great
I think
idea.
it's going to be pretty rapid once I apply it.
Yeah. And so I want you, instead of my sitting here, I've walked you through a couple of silos now.
Yeah.
And so I want to basically shut up.
My comfort level just went way up.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
And so I want you, and then we'll talk about what you did and why you did it. And, okay, so then that'll be in the morning.
So just to end off this video, what we've basically done in DWS is we've worked and used the browser as the application, and we used multiple tabs to expose us to multiple points of information. We've then taken the information and we fed it into DWS, and then what we've done is we created our project, Renewable Energy. Then we first created our silo structure, and the way we got our silo into the system was by selecting the root, the theme of the keyword. That allowed us to build 2 silos. We then focused on the one silo, clicked on it, and we've added our supporting keywords. And you've watched through the video how we collated the information, how we discussed and thought about what we're actually doing. And that's as simple as this system is. So once you're familiar with what you're doing, the process becomes very quickly, because you can essentially click on a keyword, select a whole bunch of things that are relevant to you, and you can move them across, and you can map out an entire silo structure in one sitting if the keywords are present. So would you like to say anything else?
That's it.
Just a reminder, you've got the flag, the icon saying this is where you are, this is the last place you were. So
Right.
DWS helps you along with what you're doing, and this guides you through the process. And the mapping of the silo structure is super simple now. And then the other thing we did was, as we worked on a keyword, we mapped out the DNA grade at the same time.